I want to title this video Dedication to Awakening. And this is what I looked like before, and this is what I look like now. I look like an egg. I, one reason why I chose this time, which is around 5 p.m., is because I thought that there would be less noise, but the neighbor over there is, cutting some grass. I don't mind, but I realize that maybe nothing is perfect in life, and you just work with what you have, and you set your sights on a goal, put in the work, you measure progress, and this is the result. I'm calling this dedication to awakening because me getting a buzz cut is a symbolic dedication to awakening. Um, I think let's define awakening and then dedication. Now, what dedication to awakening and dedication to the a process of awakening looks like. I believe awakening means literally to wake up. You are woken up to things that you were previously um, unaware of. Whether it's the light, you're unaware of the light as soon as you open your eyes, or the light hits your eyes as you're sleeping, your eyelids. There's a process and the subtlety of, you can call it a disturbance or you can call it a gentle knocking and a prodding. But the light hits your eyes, and the hormones in your body cause you to wake up. You open your eyes, and then you see the light. And I think awakening looks like, for example, like you go to sleep at the same time every day, and you wake up at the same time every day. And you've done this for maybe weeks, months, years, decades. And suddenly, there's this change in the air. You perceive that something is different. What has changed? Is it your surroundings? Is it the food that you ate or the drink that you had last night? Was it you going to the bathroom in the middle of the night at 3 or 4 a.m.? Was it a different schedule? Maybe none of those things changed, but something inside of you, there's a flip. I can't snap. Can you snap for me in this moment? There's a flip, a movement, a subtle shift, or a rude awakening, a rude change that disrupts your framework, the way that you perceive your day to day, the way that your conscious self perceives your surroundings, and your conscious self perceives your inner world. And I think that that could be a definition of awakening. I think that awakening looks like so many different things for so many people, but what I will say is that, you know how just before there was wind, and now you hear that airplane. It may be subtle, I'm not too sure. But it's kind of like that. It's a perception, a change of perception. And I believe that that is what awakening is, a change of perception, a rattling, a stirring, a change that causes you to reflect a bit deeper, maybe a bit unusually longer, but something that stirs you towards inner and outer change. I believe that's how I would define awakening. I believe dedication, to dedicate, means to, for example, set your sights on an objective, a goal, a a mission, a purpose, something that you wish to fulfill. And so there is a task at hand and you are dedicating, meaning you are giving your attention, your time, your energy, your money, your physical energy, your emotional energy, and gathering all of that and putting it towards that which you want to accomplish, that mission, that change from A to B, or dedication to a person or to an organization or to yourself, whatever it may be. And so I believe that dedication to awakening feels like a dedication towards fully waking up. And that is what my past 7 years has been like for me. I mean, I'm 32 years old. I'm going to be 33 in February next year. I'm Korean American. I was born here, and sorry, I'm just looking at my cat. I was born here, and I suppose, I used to be a Christian. I was baptized into the Protestant faith, the Methodist faith. And then I had a series of rude awakenings from 2017 to 2018, which were a bit more connected towards like that past like 2013 to 2017. Stirrings of my desire for faith in God. And then the rude awakening of realizing that, oh, I don't believe as much as I thought. And so that has brought me here, and it's 2026 now. Almost 10 years? Is it? I don't know. No, it's not almost 10 years, but 8 years. But now, I'm so happy. I'm happy because I think the way I was living my life before, I was in this waking state with my mind, with my intellect, with the things that I knew I was supposed to do, with the ways that I felt like I was supposed to sacrifice for other people and follow Christ and attempt to be a role model and offer love and give love where I could. And my heart wanted to be there, yet I just couldn't. And so what happened was my mind was awake to my own issues, to the negative cycles that I was reinforcing, which I will continue to talk about in other videos. But then my heart, it was so desperate to wake up. My heart was so desperate for me to recognize just how much I was suppressing inside, my anger, my unbelief, a love and a hope that had been pretty much stomped to the ground through various relationships over time in the church. And I think that this haircut, this buzz cut, is a dedication to the final awakening of that. And I believe that this video is also like a rebirth for me. Because no matter how many times I try to talk about my Christian faith and the joys and the deep sorrow and the pain and anxiety I had within it, it was so hard for me to share. I would just feel this like deep, deep sinking feeling, this deep. It's almost like when you see like a cup of water. I have a cup of water. See how big it is? You put the water inside, and then it's like moving and glistening, and vortexing and being all beautiful. But then you suddenly pour a darker liquid, and you see how much it's piercing the clarity and the transparency of that water. And that's just kind of how I felt about my Christian faith and my story. And so this series of videos called the Awakening series is I just want to share my story and my song. Because in 2014, for like 1.5 years, I also grew my hair really long back then. And then I didn't cut it. And I shaved it off all back then. And then I have a lot of really interesting, like spiritual, highly emotional, beautiful stories within the Christian faith in my era back then. But this is connected to that, and that is connected to this. And this represents an egg, or the newness of life, and the rebirth that was out of my control. And what I do believe was in the hands of a higher power, but also what I understand to be my higher self, enacting a series of awakenings in my life about myself, about my childhood trauma, about my just all these negative tendencies related to my history and my upbringing. And so many things that were actually started and were a part of the lineage of the history of the Korean occupation, um, the Japanese occupation from 1910 to 1945. Korea's history with poverty and being a hermit nation, a hermit kingdom sandwiched between larger nations. Um, Yet, all of that informs me today. And so, awakening looks like eating the same kimchi or the same like Korean fried rice. And it tastes different because these different parts of you that have gone to sleep are slowly starting to wake up and asking for attention. And so, this is my dedication to awakening and my dedication to sharing the process, because I believe that there are many macro indicators signifying many series of awakening for the people of the US, whether left or right, or whether the creed or nationality, or the religion, the spiritual background, the age, or the gender. I believe we are all in for a series of awakenings. And I would like to share everything, because my dedication to awakening means my dedication to helping other people wake up for an era that's about to come, where we're all going to be shaken awake. Anyways, my name is Wesley, and I just have so much gratitude because of this air that I can breathe, because of this energy and this life that's coursing throughout my body, and because of this hope I have in the greatest timeline of, I think, human history. And I hope that you can join me during this time of awakening. I hope that as you awaken, we can share stories and I can answer questions and I can love you with all my heart. Bye.